Welcome to Hot Nerd Network, where we celebrate and dissect diverse personalities on TV from real world to the fantasy. I'm Hot Nerd Carm, and I'm here with my co-host, Hot Nerd Shaz.
Hi, everyone. Hot Nerd Shaz here. Super excited to be on the Hot Nerd Network. And today we're going to be diving into one of our favorite shows, an Issa Rae production, RapSh.
Yes.
So you're in tune for episodes 1 and 3. But before we get into all the juicy details and the messiness, let's get caught up in the recap.
Yes. Okay. So season 2 just started to bring us up to speed where we left off from season 1. We have Shauna and Mia, after their little debacle, they're agreeing, we don't got to be friends, but we're about to get this money. So they're partnering together. They're going on tour with Francois and Raina Rain. And Shauna is also about to get caught up with the feds for scamming. So that's where we start off with episode 1, season 2. First off, we immediately go to them literally in the kitchen cooking crack. Literally, you have Shauna and Mia in the background of Raina Rain's video. For those who don't know, Raina Rain is very much a white girl who's giving appropriation in every type of way. And so you have Shauna and Mia in the backdrop of the video, serving as support, if you might. It's definitely giving, what should we say?
She had them working in the house.
Yes.
Free labor.
Yes, literally free labor. So this is part of their effort to go on tour, trying to get their stuff out there after their previous success of Seduce and Scheme. And as soon, we kind of see them from that, like just dealing with the struggle of trying to be put on and the sacrifices of trying to make it without like losing your own vision, I guess, so to speak. I think like right after that, then we also see, we end up seeing Shauna talking to her family. She lets them know about the investigation. I died,
girl,
because can you imagine telling your parents, so yeah, there's an investigation with scamming. I might be implicated.
Oh, I'm a person of interest. And her foreign mom and her diaspora.
Oh my God,
accent.
no, that hurt me. That like she was serious, like
that family guilt and shame. I felt that. I said, "Is my mother talking to me right now?" She said, "Oh, every dad, just get out my house."
No, literally told her like, "Do not come back." I was like, okay. But I mean, listen, like I think one of the craziest things, and we'll get into like the character analysis later, but like Shauna kills me because I feel like she lives in 2 different realities of like what she's actually doing in real life and who she thinks she is. Like, girl, you are doing the stuff that you say you're like, that's you. Yeah. You're doing the stuff that you're trying to disassociate with, but you're doing the action, sis. Like, I don't know what reality you're living in, but
Shauna is Delulu, and she's trying to make
Delulu. True. Queen of Delulu.
There's no television character that has given me this much secondhand embarrassment and anxiety since Issa and Insecure.
No, I literally told somebody that I was like, Issa knows how to do like cringe so well. Like, it's so realistic, it hurts. Like, oh my God.
I know y'all had to pause the episode too. I couldn't finish it.
I have to pause so many times because I'm like, ow. Ow, the secondhand embarrassment. So we see them, kind of like level setting before they head on tour with Raina and her crew. We see like the struggles Mia's going through, like as a mom trying to find someone to like watch her kid. That part was kind of sad. I mean, not sad, but like real. Like
it was so realistic. It was just kind of like the sacrifices you have to make for yourself,
right?
While also having to understand what those sacrifices will mean for her family,
right?
Because her mom's a mess.
Her mom is a mess.
We can get into that later, but it's like, oh, this cycle right here, she's trying to break it. She's actively trying.
Yes.
And it's hard because who are the people you can lean on? But shout out Lamont for stepping up.
Lamont, Team Lamont. I love him.
That's a black dad trying to be in his child's life. Come on. He is breaking the stereotype.
I love Lamont, Team Lamont. But I think also I had to remember, like, in the context of season 2 to season 1, like, we kind of just saw in season 1, I guess, him trying to, like, I think in season 1 it was kind of implied that like, obviously they weren't together and he wasn't like as active, or they were just kind of getting to like a good place of co-parenting. So I try to remember that in the context of like season 2 starting, when she was like, oh, well, she wasn't going to ask him to watch her, because I think it's still relatively fresh, like their co-parenting situation. But we love Lamont, Team Lamont. I stand him.
Team Lamont. And I like the focus on Duke too. Because, like, clearly, like, she's putting in all.
I love Duke.
For Mia and Shauna to make it in this space. And she's had to sacrifice a lot for her business. And it seems like one of her girls is trying to come up on her while she's gone.
Yes. And I think, too, but I think for Duke, too, she also sees, like, her changing her situation. You know what I'm saying? So she also can, like, be a manager, you know, outside of just
being a pimp.
Pimping hoes. You know, it is what it is. We real Miami.
Yes. She needs sustainability.
Right.
Not saying, you know, sex work isn't sustainable,
but you know,
she's trying to move up.
Do what you got to do. But yes, she's trying to elevate alongside Shauna and Mia. They all trying to elevate together. And then here we go with Francois. Francois kills me. Francois is the manager of Rain or Rain. He and Shauna, I guess they like went to college together, or they might have even grown up together.
They definitely went to college together.
But yeah, they definitely went to college together, and it's so interesting to see. Like, I think it's interesting to see how Shauna, you know, is like so trusting of him. Like, obviously they have that relationship, but for somebody who was like so focused on their vision of how they're going to do the music, and she was so against like Raina and, you know, like that type of music and coming off like a certain type of way. And it's like, now she's just doing anything that Francois says because sister is desperate. I mean, she about to get locked up, but
no, definitely. Because even I'm like, all right, there is a shift in attitude because they were bickering last season, and it's like trust and control are like major themes within this show. But it's like, okay, Shauna, you're so willing to do whatever Francois says now so that you can reach that next stage. Where last season it was like all of this stuff. He's a sellout. He doesn't do it for the people. Raina Ray. I mean, all that stuff Shauna was talking about the portrayal of black women in rap music, and she dancing behind this white woman.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. She is the queen of delusion. She is queen deluded because, girl, you're doing it, you know, like, and I felt too, like, they always be trying to play Duke. Going back to Duke, like, Duke be trying to look out for them. Like, even though obviously she has some personal stake in it, but she be trying to look out for them, and they keep trying to play her, especially Shauna. And I'm like, girl, she's trying to look out for y'all. She's trying to get y'all paid. And you're just like, Francois.
It's like, this is our only chance to do it.
This is a good deal.
Shauna is always looking down on Duke, but also
always
like
looking down on everybody.
Completely disagreeing with any recommendations. You can never build consensus with this girl. God forbid you had to sign a declaration or a UN resolution. You would have never gotten done with Shauna. And I think it's like that aspect of she thinks she's better than people because of certain circumstances.
Yes.
But you've fallen from that point. That person, it's like she's still fixated on who she was in college.
Right.
Girl, get a reality check.
Please.
And she's still even so confused because her and Maurice, I feel for my little Haitian guy. I really do.
I love Maurice too, but I I know I don't have trust in him.
I don't know.
I don't have trust in him.
I don't know what's going on, but Stanley, Issa's brother from Insecure, Stanley coming in
Count
hot
your
with
days,
that.
Stanley.
You can't trust Shauna. Maurice confused. Shauna looking out the window. I'm
Right.
like, what's happening?
I love them together though.
They're
Like
that was,
little short king. Love that for it.
short kings need love too. Not for me, but other people. So that,
and then I guess, did anything else major happen in episode 1? I feel like episode 1 was like a lot of setup.
Yeah, it was like the warm up. It was really like building up everything, even with like we'll probably know more about like Mia and her mom because you know she was drunk per usual at her going away party.
Yes,
but it really sets the tone for the tour, and then episode 2 comes up with Shauna. Someone got to take her phone away, vlogging on live about the tour. The people are like, "Where's Mia? Like, why you by yourself? Why you getting ready by yourself? Like, what's going on?"
Let me tell you, one of my favorite things about the show, which like I feel like in season 1, it obviously it being the pilot season. I think it was a little more like experimental and like they were trying to figure out, you know, kind of like their pace with it. But I think the way that they integrate like social into the show is so funny. Like if you watch the show, even if you go back and rewatch, just focus on the comments that pop up on live. I'm like, who is in the writer's room? Because they are funny as I don't know what. Like, it's so funny. Some of the comments, they be like, girl, it looked like a snake on that bus. I was cracking up. Like, that's really how it be on live.
Pay them more. Please pay them more.
Like, the writers, they just get it. Like, you can tell they're, like, real people who understand, like, be on Instagram Live. You know what I mean?
Plugged into the Black community.
Yes.
And our use of social media. Because it will really go from, go girl, you look great, to, oh, you sold yourself to the devil, to, oh, what the hell's going on right now? And they do that exactly.
The comments crack me up every time.
Yeah. Shauna's so cringe. Even watching her on live, I be getting
I know, it's so cringe. It's the secondhand embarrassment, but
to your point, if you look at it, it says Shauna and Mia, but you only see Shauna on the live.
Right.
So yeah, it's kind of building up the momentum, and then they're on tour. We see them performing with Raina.
Yes. After Duke tries to tell them, they're like, you know, we need to get some sort of stake in this or whatever, and they're just like, nope, we're just gonna pull up and
dance in our aprons.
Right. Literally in our aprons.
At least it was pink. Oh gosh. I'm so stressed to even think about it. So Mia gave it her all because she left her baby in the house.
Right.
It's do or die for her. And Shauna is giving us the little awkward motion.
Like, she's looking around like, oh, blah, blah. How you getting jealous on the stage, girl? And mind you, again, Shauna, this is not, you know, open mic night at the Freedom House. Like, girl, you are on stage with Rain and you are in an apron, and in the video y'all are cooking crack. Like, sis, it's giving, you know, you gotta play the part. Like, please,
if you're gonna be the trope, baby, be the trope.
Commit to the bit, okay?
If you're gonna make crack, dance like you make it crack, okay? But she was not doing any of that.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, Mia killed it. Shauna was awkward per usual. And
Mia had to check her too. Like,
she's like, she was like, I'm gonna come hard every night. I left my daughter at home.
Right.
Yes, she did. And what's going on? Lamont watching her. Melissa throwing the fit. It's like a nice juxtaposition. So it's like you see what Mia's doing in her career, and then you see Lamont trying to like move in his stride as a parent.
Yeah.
But you can't bring a little girl to the studio when he laying down the 10th track. Like, how many times? The beat's not working. It's not working. Let it go. But you got this poor girl being hungry. So I like that real aspect of like juggling like your creative pursuits while still like maintaining, like trying to be an active parent.
And I feel like you don't see that a lot where like typically the narrative is like, oh, like the mom has to stay home and like hold the family down, or like she has to kind of like make the most sacrifice, even though she is making a sacrifice by being on tour and being away from her daughter. But like, I like the fact that they have it now where it's kind of awkward. I mean, it's kind of flipped to where the dad is the one, like, he's staying home and like taking care of the daughter so that the mom can go out and, you know, do her thing and like pursue her dream. So I like the fact that we're getting a different perspective of that.
Yeah, I actually love how
Like
you
we
just
don't
put that.
you really don't see that. I feel like in a lot of shows.
You know, it's not like the man being able to like even make certain sacrifices himself to
and he's not being a
woman.
hater.
And
He's like he's being actually supportive. Like no, like
Checking
you
on
go,
her.
like you got it. Yeah,
I got Melissa.
Exactly.
See, this is what the girls be asking about. Come on,
Again, Team Lamont.
Team Lamont. Hashtag Lamont. Also love the actor. He was in The Harder They Fall.
Yes,
he's really good.
The Range. He's had a good year. He was in something else too. I can't remember, but The Range. It's giving range.
Yeah, great casting. A1. Okay, yeah, so they're on tour. So with Rain, who's going with Lord AK, which is a very funny name for this, but it's a play on all these rappers nowadays. We got all these weird names.
Yes.
Like NBA this, soccer that. Like, what's going on? It's just crazy. So they get to go to the concert. And then they leave Duke, and this is the thing. It's just like she's always being othered.
Yep.
Oh my God, is it a double layer because she's already othered in society? Oh my God, I don't even know what they're doing in the writers' room. But it's like, okay, she has to, and she's always gonna finesse because she always is gonna get
exactly because she's a hustler.
She's a hustler, and she got the party favors. That was when she sorted that coke. That was a scene.
That was a scene, and I was like, Are we sure?
I said, we don't usually get Black people doing those type of illicit drugs on television.
But again, I think it was also so funny how, I feel like they picture stuff like perfectly, but also with like a layer of comedy, obviously, like just like the whole like the groupie hoes, but like for men, like his little crew. The Lord AK wasn't even in there, who's like the headliner of the tour, and they're in the after party trying to meet him, and it's nothing but his little groupie crew of like his homies or whatever, and just like them just piling in girls, and they're just sitting around like, yeah, we're gonna meet Lord AK. And again, Shauna be so delusional. Girl, this is not giving a meet and greet, babe.
At all. No, you were literally at the post-concert party, and we all been there, ladies, spring break in Miami. We all thought we was getting into Club Live. But to your point, it's like, it's just plethora of bad bees, right? And the guy's friends who are using their proximity to him for clout. And that's what you see with the scene with the guy. I remember his name, Gat, like, yes. Even the rappers' names in this episode is ridiculous. So, like, he's just called Gat. Like, get the Gat. Like, what they even say? Get the Gat. So he playing this game so that whoever gets on the tour bus after, which is kind of like playing into this groupie thing even more.
Shout out to them for getting to the real issues.
Yeah. Shauna, on her righteous tip per usual, we all woke. But she don't ever want to stop being woke. You are in this after party. It's a patriarchal after party. It's a rapper's concert after party. Sis, you gotta understand
every ism there is. You gotta, sexism, colorism, any ism. It was present at this party.
It is there. It was present. It's like, girl, you want to go back to back with this guy who's asking arbitrary questions, and then ask these girls, sis, you not mad? Sis trying to get on the bus.
Right. She don't care, baby. She don't care.
And obviously, Shauna, after going back and forth with this guy who didn't like her answer, should never did it, but he done sprayed her with a bottle of champagne. I had to pause the episode.
That was like, I was like, the secondhand embarrassment. Like, that was painful.
It was so painful.
And like, again, I do appreciate them for showing that situation, because that's real life. We know the paper bag test is still real. 2023, like 100%. And I feel like, obviously we watch it in a funny way on the show, in this context of like the rapper after party, but it's giving athletes, it's giving music industry, it's giving regular industry with the people you see on U Street. Like, and just saying, like, it's very pervasive in all aspects of society. So I appreciate them for showcasing it. But again, in the context of the show, Shauna, Sometimes keep it on mute. Keep it on mute, sister, please.
We gotta internalize the Beyonce mute challenge for real. And even Duke tried to tell her, like, Shauna, there's a time and place for everything.
There's a time and place. But she never has the time and place right. Never. That's the issue with her.
Because her negativity getting the best of her. And then Shauna just got embarrassed at this party, Mia going to see Cash.
One thing about Mia, my sister, she said, "Oh, I'm out." Okay?
She said, yeah, he flying me out. So we love getting flued out. Okay? Shauna, Duke, you won't have to take a bus. I'm going to see y'all in California.
Y'all have fun on that bus. I'm going to be on that plane. And shout out to Cash. I mean, so far, I have no issues with Cash. He's been on it since day one. He's,
he does what he says.
He does what he says.
And you can't knock a man that
you can't
follows through. But Mia's friends, I don't know. One of them giving a lot of misplaced advice. I feel like Mia's going to go meet up Cash. She on the phone with her girls. Obviously, we going to hype each other up. Right, you're going to tell us what you need to do. But I'm just like...
Gotta have the pep talk.
Gotta have the pep talk. But the pep talk is too focused on locking the man down. Like, I was like, girl, are y'all trying to get her to trap him? That one friend, you know who I'm talking about. The other friend is fine. It was giving Kama Sutra tutorials. But the other one, I was like, girl, what is going on here?
No, she definitely be trying to live vicarious. Like, sometimes her comments be a little...
Girl, are you jealous?
Right, like, a little side-eye. But... I feel like, you got to have your friends to pep talk you. You know, you got to have your friends to get you through a situation, get you in the right mindset. But yeah, like sis, she's trying to, she was trying to go about it, her usual, like, I'm a baddie way. And he was like, I want to make love.
No.
He was like, girl.
No, literally. So Mia is so taken aback by this eye contact. Sis cannot handle the intimacy, but we're going to have to unpack that.
Yes.
Then, so Mia's living her best life. Poor Shauna got her period.
Yeah.
She don't got no money to buy deodorant. She's stealing from the gas station like rock bottom.
Another example.
It's rock bottom, bikini bottom. She in bikini bottom.
Another example. Like, I feel like, again, episode 3, now that we're in episode 3, like, again, Shauna, reality and delusion. Sister, you're getting mad. You are stealing out the gas station, girl. Stealing out the gas station. And you still want to talk down on Duke.
And she ain't got no socks on, wearing sneakers. Walking with Converse and no socks. So you're in no blisters.
And also another example. So there's a scene in the episode where when Shauna is so clearly stealing and doing it poorly, Duke literally like somehow finesses it so that when Shauna tries to run out of the store with her stolen goods and the alarm goes off, Duke, she ends up like, oh, like I had these sunglasses. She gives it back to the cashier. Everything is good. So like Duke is always peeping. Duke is always trying to look out. And once again, Shauna stays trying to play her just because I don't know, she feels like she's better than Duke or she's not on the same level as Francois or whatever the case may be. But she be looking out, saving her every time.
Literally, Mr. Captain Save a Shauna.
Yes.
100%. Yes. Duke is always looking out. Even when the tour bus breaks down, she's like, we can walk 35 minutes. Let's get there.
Right. Shauna's talking about, we can call a Lyft. Girl, with what coin?
Shauna always calling out problems. Duke's finding solutions.
Right.
I hate a problem only girl. Come on, Shauna, get it together. So you got this going on. And then Maurice is over here, his cousin talking something like, I'm going to Maurice. I'm going to rat you back out. To Miami. Or like, Shauna ratted you out. So now you got all this tension. His cousin trying to pit Maurice, Shauna's man, against her, saying, oh, someone talked. Who talked? We don't know. So these tensions are building. I'm like, what's going to happen? Who's going to jail?
No, literally, like, someone's gonna go to jail. And now we're in a situation where like everyone, it's like the Spider-Man meme, like one, who's gonna go? Because you got Maurice's cousin, Stanley is plotting on him. Maurice is plotting on Stanley. Maurice is plotting on Shauna. Shauna's trying to plot on Maurice. Like, We don't know what's gonna happen.
We don't know. And then meanwhile, you got Raina Rain saying that people like her don't make crack in the crack house. We've all seen those celebrity interviews, guys, where they say something they're not supposed to.
Just a mess. Like, I can't with Raina Rain and the Raina show. And then also, I feel like on tour, we also see how, once again, Francois plays Shauna because they don't have a name on the they don't have a name on like the bill outside of the concert venue. They don't get announced like, oh, like this is like Shauna and me, like they don't know what their compensation is. They just there for the vibes at this point.
And he said, do well on the tour, you can get an EP and a $1 million deal. What's $1 million deal with everything you're going to have to pay for the tour?
Where's the in writing?
He's cheating them. And they can't even think. They don't know their worth. They don't. Sad. At all.
And then we cut back to Shauna and Duke on, on the road, walking, trying to find whatever. But I appreciated them having a little, like, a little come to Jesus moment and, finally getting, having, because Duke is one of the only people, too, that will actually check Shauna. Between Duke and Mia, like, Duke will actually tell her, girl, you're over here stealing out of a gas station. Like, let's bring it back to reality. Like, I need you to get over this. Like, we're all in this together. We're all trying to make it. Like, our success depends on each other. So I need you to come down off your little high horse, which you can't even afford a horse to be high on, and like, just be in this with us, essentially. And she always being negative. Like, dang, girl, can you let up?
Just consistent negativity. And then at the perfect moment when they're literally arguing, you get this racist white lady that pulls out with her gun saying, get off my property, get off my property. And Shauna, being the unhinged person that she is like, of course this would happen to me. She's like, shoot me. I'll be a martyr today. And then Duke always going to have her back up. It's like, shoot me too. This girl's so unhinged. She scared this white woman into Karen tears and she ran away to her house. But to your point, it's like, they're trauma bonded now. Yes. So then you get this moment of vulnerability and they're opening about their lives, their family. She's giving her advice about how to beat the charge. And it's like all it took her was to get off that high horse.
Yep.
And just really reflect and maybe put herself in someone else's shoes.
And I think this is the first time where she like really opens up about the charges that she's facing, because Duke was like, girl, what? Like, but she's like, girl, just stay ahead of it. All I'm saying, like,
she even
stay 2 steps ahead. Right, exactly. Once again, we just love Duke. Like,
we love her. Period. And then poor Maurice finds out his cousin about to throw him under the bus at the family dinner.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
talking about, oh yeah, someone's gonna go down for it. Don't got to be all of us. So,
I also love the authentic representation of like the Haitian community in Miami. Like, I feel like we don't really see. I haven't really seen like representation of the Haitian community in a lot of TV shows and stuff, but it's very authentic to like Miami, that area. So again, shout out to the Issa Rae and her team for just always understanding the assignment.
Yeah, without a doubt. And even like the emphasis on the family unit, even within the Haitian community, it's like being able to showcase that. It's like, because, we'll bicker with our family, but it's the minute you're in front of the elders and your aunt and uncles, like, let's get it together, go in the house and celebrate each other. Right. So I love that. But yeah, we don't know what's going to happen. Because Shauna, taking in Duke's advice, was like, call Maurice. She calls Maurice and she apologizes. Yeah. Sorry for bringing you into all this. He's recording the conversation. That's how the episode ended.
I said,
that's crazy. But even before that, though, Mia accidentally sending Cash a selfie she took of him sleeping, saying, got him. That's how I'm like, her friend, I don't know what that girl's name, Leslie, she gonna get her caught up.
And we've all been there. You always check the text before you send. Do not get caught up.
Don't get caught up. Accidentally send a screenshot to the person. I was texting, I meant to send it to my friend, sent it to him. Horrible. We all
clearly they didn't have the iPhone update. Couldn't unsend the message. Like, I hate that for my sister. I do. I really do.
Hit her with a question mark. You can't go back from that. You can't.
Okay. So that was episodes 1 through 3. I know that was a quick and dirty, but kind of long summary. We had to get through 3 episodes. So I think like going into our next segment, just about like the different themes and like symbolism that we think are going to pop up in this season from what we've already seen and where we think it's going to go. What do you think like are some of the like major themes we're going to see?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's themes that we've seen like building from season 1, but particularly for this new season, I think trust, that's like an overarching thing. Like trust within Shauna and Mia as friends. Can they repair that friendship?
Yeah.
Trusting Duke to lead them in their career, right? Can they even trust the process? Because one minor inconvenience, Shauna about to have a breakdown, if we're being honest, right? And just like trusting your loved ones. Like, can Mia trust Lamont to take care? Can Shauna trust Maurice, this, that, and the third?
No, that's so true. And I think it also makes sense for like the context of the industry they're in, because what do you always hear people in like the music business, entertainment business, whatever, they're like, oh, like you can't trust anybody, like you have to keep your circle small, whatever. So yeah, I think trust is definitely like a huge one.
It's a huge one. I think family dynamics too. Like I hope that we can still see more of like Mia, Lamont, and Melissa's like family structure. Even Mia and her mom and her dad. Her dad came up in season 1 because they keep talking about her trust issues, and part of that stems from like her father not being in her life. Yeah. So can we lean into that? And even Shauna, like
that was the first time we saw Shauna's family. I don't think we saw Shauna's family in season 1 at all. So this was the first time in season 2 we're seeing Shauna's family, and I think it makes more sense as to why Shauna kind of lives in this like delusional world, because, you know, she like went to school and like clearly like her parents, you can tell like her parents kind of have a certain expectation for her, and she's not living that life at all. So it kind of makes sense as to why she acts the way she does in certain situations, because she's clearly not like living up to the ideal that, you know, like her parents or even she herself have for herself.
We all know like the working Black class, maybe immigrant. Like we all understand that Black diaspora experience. So I feel like that's probably what Shauna stemming from, because it's like when you have somewhat of a cushy and privileged life, when you do hit adversity, like it's hard for you to overcome it. I feel like we have friends like that,
very true,
like that
very
too.
True.
But I'm interested to see like how they can lean more into that. I'd say like career, like it's one thing wanting an opportunity, but like are you really ready for it? Because Shauna be self-sabotaging
every time. Like I still think back to that season 1 performance, like
oh my god, the cringe.
Oh, so cringe. Can I spit something for y'all real quick? Bruh, her breathing on that mic, I could not. I could not survive.
No name. That's not what it was given, boo. She want to be Sister Soldier
so bad. Please. And then I guess like like another big theme is just, you know, like the sacrifice that comes with, you know, career. You know, we already talked about Mia and the sacrifice with her family, and how Mia is just very much, you know, about her business. And then, you know, Shauna trying to figure out, you know, I think even in one of the episodes in this season where she was talking to Francois, she's like, I just want to win. You know what I mean? Like whatever it takes for us to do this, like I'm trying to be all in. So I think it's just going to be interesting to see like how much are they really willing to go all in on this kind of like experiment, essentially, for them to really like gain popularity and success in the rap game.
Yeah, I think absolutely. And it like plays on like how much art, like starving artist trope that like Shauna's like leaning into, but it's like how much are they willing, like how much are they willing to sacrifice, but how much are they also willing to put up to achieve that dream? And it's like, are you ready to be degraded just a little bit to chase the bag?
Right.
But I guess like we kind of delved a bit into like the themes, but even like some of the character analysis. But I think it'd be fun to like kind of do some theories and predictions. We'll see what happens.
Okay, yeah.
Well, we already know Shauna's mess. She's unhinged. I think this
the
is the
number one unhinged character.
Like I think like we've seen on television today in 2023. I could be wrong, right? But I'm excited to see her character growth because we've only seen her struggling like at her worst. And I think Issa shows do a really good job of building out like that character development, like what we saw in Insecure. And I don't, not to compare the two shows, but I'm excited to see how Shauna grows because from right now she's very focused on like my condition and just like wallowing in her own self-pity.
Yeah. And also I think, again, they're not related shows by any means, but I think like one thing Issa also knows how to do well is like showcase that kind of adult journey of what do you do when you really hit rock bottom and you like, how are you going to pull yourself out of it? Because at this point, Shauna is rock bottom. She got $20 in her account. $12 in her account. You know, she's obviously like, you know, they're performing behind Rain, who she hates. Like this girl, she's basically getting banished from her house with her family. She's might be facing federal charges. Like my sister is going through it. So she's truly like at that rock bottom. So I think to your point, like it'll be interesting through the rest of the season. Like how does she actually kind of like pull herself up if she can? Because we know the story is loosely based or inspired by the City Girls, and we all know what happened in that real time. So it'll be interesting to see like what Shauna's actual outcome is, especially with like actual like Fed charges looming. Like that's like a real consequence.
It's giving a hard time in jail. But if it does follow potentially where the real life inspiration comes from, I'm excited for her to rap about jail time. I'm sure those bars are going to be fire if the character goes to jail. I love Seduce and Scheme. I've listened to that on Spotify. Mia, I'm very interested to see like this journey of like her own self growth or like finding her own identity because I feel like for so long her focus was like on what she needed to do to be a mom for Melissa and be able to provide. But now she's in a space where she can focus on her career, even love life, like juggling different men. So I'm excited to see like who she becomes and grows into because I feel like there's somewhat like we're getting a transformation of Mia.
No, definitely. And I think too with Mia, it's like I think you can start to see her kind of value her own like self-worth, like even in her interactions with Cass. And he's like, nah, like you lit, like whatever. And I think Mia's starting to realize like even when she performs, like how people kind of react to her and feed off her. Because initially, you know, she wasn't the rapper in the group. Like she kind of fell into the rapping part. So I think just seeing her kind of become more confident in who she is and like what she actually brings to the table is going to be like a really nice character arc this season.
Yeah, that's probably what Shauna's threatened by too, if we're being honest.
That part too. Yeah. I think you could even tell when they were in the performance how she was just seeing how much the crowd was like loving Mia and her energy. Yes, literally.
She's lit. Shauna's so stiff.
And stiff as hell. Like,
out of here. Duke. Okay, I'm excited to see like the plays Duke is going to make to set the foundation of her life. Because even in the last episode 3, it was so good to hear her talk about the life she wants, having a farm, being disconnected, having alpacas. It's like, oh, you know, you got to dream it in order to believe it. So I'm excited to see like how she can be independent outside of her uncle because that's always like a point of tension.
Yeah, for sure. Raina, it'll be so interesting to see like how much like Raina is involved in this season. Like,
is she gonna get canceled?
Right. Is that gonna affect Mia and Shauna? And that's what I keep thinking. Like, because I mean, we all on one hand, it's like I feel like whenever we see the artists like that, like it's very cringe, but they be having an audience. Like
they do.
They be still making money. They still get streams. So it'll be interesting to see, like you said, like is she gonna get canceled? Will that affect like Mia and Shauna, or are they gonna, you know, rise to the top?
And are they gonna ride the wave? And
also,
how will that impact Francois?
Right.
Because I'm sure no matter what, he's going to make a little play
Right.
to get in Shauna and Mia's good graces. But I'm curious to see if Francois, this is, we can kiki about this later, if he has unrequited love for Shauna, because that little one pool conversation. I was like, Jabuki being the actor, I'm a bit confused. I don't know what Francois is, but I'm like, okay, are you in love with Shauna? Because what's going on here? So if he ends up coming out the cut saying, I love you and I hate Cliff, let's revisit this episode.
Sometimes I cannot separate Jabuki from his character. And it's not for a lack of, like, it's not about, like, his acting or anything. I just think he has such, like, he just is known for his, like, internet personality that I'm just like,
you can't separate it.
Sometimes I cannot separate it. So I can't take him seriously sometimes when I see him in the show.
Jabuki, we love you.
But we still love you. We still love you. But it's just so funny. Mm-hmm. Maurice, I'm so interested to see what happens with Maurice. That, when I say that recording of the phone call threw me off,
he not
so bad. And I was team Maurice, like I really was, but I'm just like, dang, is he gonna sell my girl out? I don't know.
He either gonna sell our girl Shauna out or his cousin.
And maybe he's just like covering all his bases. He's trying to get evidence. You know, whoever snitches first, I'm getting them back. Because, like you said, in terms of the family dynamics, like he even said, like, yo, like I have people who depend on me. Like, you know, I can't just be going to jail, like federal prison.
Literally for scamming him.
Right.
Let's be real. He's a black man in Miami. They were going to hit them charges hard, even in this fictional show. So yeah, that gets me to his cousin. I don't like Stanley.
No, I hate.
I don't like him. I don't like the braids either. If he add into the character, it makes you dislike him even more. I'd be like, oh my god, here he come with
the braids,
with little straight backs, talking about you can't trust her. I can't trust you with that
hairstyle. The cousin kills me. But also, my thing is like this. I just feel like, and look, I know scamming is a huge industry, and you know,
PPP loans.
Right. Scamming is a huge industry, but I'm like, did y'all really think y'all wasn't gonna get caught scamming out the hotel? Not your place of business, man. Or your place of employment. Come on now.
If you gonna be a criminal, I don't even want to say this, but you gotta think. you gotta be a little strategic. You gotta be a little strategic. Like Shauna, you scamming at the clients of your job when you work the front desk.
Come on now. Come on, girl. But yeah.
You could have wrote the Twitter thread.
It's definitely going to be interesting to see like how like the role that the cousin plays in like Shauna and Maurice's fate. Yeah. Because he already said if it's me against you or me against her, I'm picking me. So
I gotta put me first, Lucius.
I gotta put me first.
That's literally what he said. And then lastly, even though he's a secondary character, what's his name? Cash Chaser. Yeah. Also, what funny name for a rapper. He lucky he cute, the actor of the show. I'm interested to see what role he plays because Mia, you kind of did sabotage.
Is it bad that I'm like waiting for the shoe to drop with him? Like I was just waiting for him to be like even when he flew her out, I was just waiting for him to like leave her high and dry, like do something. And like every single time it's just like, no, he's just like a genuine little puppy. Yeah. And I'm like, what's going to happen? Like something has to happen. Like, I'm sorry. It's too good to be true. Like, I think something is going to happen with them. And maybe it is just Mia kind of burning that bridge with like her little text slip up. But it's too good to be true. Something is going to happen with them. But I also want her and Lamont to be endgame. So
I want them to be a nuclear family unit. But at the same time, I'm like, what's going to happen with Cash? And I'm also like, Mia, babe. Did you self-sabotage? Not she self-sabotage, but like taking her friends. Like, why were you taking that selfie with you already got him. He flew you out.
Right, literally.
Let's just. I'm so stressed.
And you couldn't have just waited till you seen the girls in person. Yeah, you had to send it right then. Right then and there.
But we all been there. I mean, come on, you don't be paying attention. You hit the. We all been there. Typos. You got to play it off like, oh, my bad. Oh,
she couldn't have waited till she got on a plane. She was so pressed to send it right then and there.
Pressed, not almost knocking into people at the airport. She need to stop. But I guess that kind of brings. So what do we think is gonna happen for the rest of the season? I mean, Shauna, Maurice's cousin may get caught up. We don't know.
I think
relationships. At peril.
I think at best, I think we're definitely. I hope that we're gonna see like some sort of like breakout show or performance or whatever with Shauna and Mia, to where like they actually, get what's the word I'm trying to look for? Like they actually get they actually get attention beyond, because right now they're very Miami, which I feel like is how most artists start out, is like very local. And so hopefully like at some point on this tour they just have like a standout performance or something that's going to put them on like a more national scale. But at the same time, I have a feeling, again, just knowing that this is loosely inspired by City Girls. Obviously, it's not a one-to-one, but I have a feeling like as soon as they pop, Shauna gonna get locked up. I just feel it. I do.
No, I'm with you. We can bet $1 right now because someone's definitely going to jail.
Someone's going to jail.
And I do think they're gonna release a single at some point during this season.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, the fans need a new song.
Yeah, we do.
We do need
Seduce and Scheme. We've been playing it for a minute, but
yeah, at this point people are asking me what is that, and I have to remind them it's from the show. We need another. So I'm excited to see that. Yeah, I guess time will tell. And I do wonder, even though he may have just been left, Cliff, did we just leave Cliff? I kind of want there to be a fight. Like, I don't know. I'm still mad over that little Instagram live.
I can't remember. I feel like Cliff might, like, do you think he's going to
No, he's
come
not.
into the season? I feel like we might be done with Cliff.
Yeah, I just hate it right now.
I do think also, I wonder if we'll see Lamont also pop, because like, he's been in the studio like producing whatever.
She did connect him with someone.
She did connect him with someone else. So I wonder if he's gonna have like his breakout moment, and I wonder if that's gonna put Mia in a position like Cash, Lamont, like if they kind of get on like an equal level playing field.
I just hope she doesn't self-sabotage with Lamont, so when he does hit that point, it's just kind of he won't even take her.
I know. I rewatched the last episode, the season finale of episode 1, and when she basically like pushed him away when he was trying to, I was like, he was so hurt.
He was so hurt, and that's why next time they FaceTime, he was like,
he's like, nah, yeah.
Well, that's a wrap for this week's recap.
Yes, I'm so excited. Episode 4 this week.
Yeah,
I can't believe we're already like halfway through the season. It's supposed to be out.
We need more episodes. We need an hour-long episode.
And let me say this. When did we decide that an 8-season episode was okay? Like,
I thought 24-episode season.
That's what I'm saying. But, and like, even for, usually like HBO shows or like, like premium network shows, at least 10. Well, 8 is crazy. 8 is crazy. I'm sorry. No, they keep cutting it down less and less and less.
You can't even get a full 30 minutes. It's 24. I rewatched it today. Yeah, no, like, can we please pay the writers more, and we want more episodes. But
Facts.
Please stay tuned as we break down this season each week. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Hot Nerd Network.
We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. Stay nerdy, folks. Hot girls.